Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It is officially Monday, which means story times. This is a part 2 to last week's story time, so if you did not watch that first, I think you should go over there and watch part 1 of this story time so that you can be caught up and then come back and watch this one. Alright, for our people that's watching, let's get into it. So, as I was saying, we had ended up finding the boys on the strip or whatever and going back to their room, and the little dark-skinned chocolate was in the shower or whatever, and you know, Zay and us was messing with him, and I ended up licking his arm, and I was like, I gotta get out the room because it was just like too much, you know. Just I was already just like whew, blown away because everything was just looking just a little too right. So we gave him some privacy whenever he came out. I take a picture, and I'm like, all right. So we ended up smoking, drinking, chopping it up with them. We had a really good time, actually. We had stayed with them for like 3 or 4 hours or whatever. And end up going back to our room, going to sleep or whatever. The next morning was our last day there, and we were leaving. I think we were supposed to leave like around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning. So it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. And Zay goes back to her room with her dude. And Cupid, I think she went down to go get some breakfast or something. But more of the story is me and my little boyfriend, guy friend, was my little boo. We were in the room and I was showering. And I heard him like on the phone a little bit in the room while I was in the shower part of in our hotel. So, I'm like, okay, I hear him talking, but I ain't know who he was talking to. So, I'm like, I ain't gonna trip, you know, but I'm trying to hurry up because I'm like, the fuck he laughing with? Like, who is he giggling with? Who he on the phone with, you know? While I'm in the shower. I come out the room or whatever, and, you know, I'm nonchalantly but a little, like, curious, too. And I'm like, hey, babe, who you talking to? He was like, oh, I was just calling to checking in on the kids. And I was like, oh, okay, you talking to the kids? He's like, oh, no, I'm just calling to check in with them. I'm like, so who you on the phone with? And he was like, oh, well, I was just talking to their mom. I just got done talking to the kids. And I'm like, okay, so why you still on the phone? Like, if y'all not done, y'all not talking about the kids, or y'all not talking to the kids, like, you feel me? Like, why are you still on the phone with her? So I end up snatching his phone or whatever. He said something. I end up snatching his phone. I'm like, hello? And then she was like, hello? And I'm like, hey, what's going on? You guys are sitting here carrying a conversation. And she was like, I'm talking to my boyfriend. Who is this? And I was like, your boyfriend? I'm his girlfriend. Like, we're out of town right now. And she was like, he told me that he's out of town on a business trip. Not out of town with no personal girlfriend or nothing like that. I guess to the... Like I was supposed to be a work person or something, like a work companion or some to the fact that this was a work trip and that's why he was able to go whatever with the mixed of girls and the guys. So I'm like, no, this isn't a business trip. I don't work with him. I'm actually dating him and have been for like a month or so. And she was like, well, we've been dating for about 6-7 years. They had kids together and everything. Like, girl, when I tell y'all I was appalled at this man, I just smacked the damn phone up against his damn head. Like, I probably threw it at him or something. I don't even remember. Probably threw it up against the wall, smacked. I'm not sure, but either way, I was heated, and we ended the phone call, and I'm yelling at him like, dude, what the hell, you got me out here looking crazy, got you on a trip or whatever, and you got a whole family back home. And then I'm like, if anything, I could have picked anybody to come on this trip with. You feel me? Like, and it wasn't even the fact that it was a couple's trip or nothing like that. It was just genuinely a girl's trip. And I tried to add him onto it. Then just to find out that you already got a situation at home. Like, so you plan me? So I'm heated. Now I'm heated. Because I'm like, okay, we about to go back to the States not to the States, back to the city. And I just found out now I'm single. Like, wow, that's crazy. So my feelings all hurt as shit. Because I'm like, okay, well, he over here talking to a female. Then I feel like I should be talking to somebody else. So, shit. I walk around a little bit. I end up leaving him, got dressed, and left the room. I end up going to get the rental whatever out of parking because it's time to go now. And I'm like, well, he need to find his own way back home. Like, all of us are all together in front of the hotel now, packing up the cars. And I'm talking to Cupid and Zay, and I'm like, well, we might as well just leave him here in Miami because I don't feel like driving with him. Like, the rental is in my name. I'm not feeling that shit. Like, he could hop in the car with y'all, and I was talking to Cupid, like, he could hop in the car with y'all. Like, he spends so much time with your boyfriend that he might as well just be his friend on this trip at this fucking point because what is he here for? You feel me? So I ended up calling one of my little yes, and I'm like, I was like, yeah, can I come and see you? I'm in Miami and it'll take about 2 hours to drive up on you, whatever. And he was like, well, where you coming from? Who you with? Da-da-da. You know, answering all the basic hood nigga questions. And I'm like, I'm with my girl Zay, the one who you already know. And I'm with one of her little friends for work. Because that's what I told him. I'm not about to be like, oh, I'm with my... No. Like, nope, I'm with my friend for work. That's the story he told his people. That's the story I'm going to tell my people. So he was like, shit, y'all could come, just let me know when y'all get close or whatever. So we had ended up driving like 4 or 5 hours away. I don't even remember, honestly, how far it was. Because I ain't even going to say where it was from Miami. So we had ended up driving over there to go see him. And we had to stop at CVS because I couldn't find the address like to where he was at. It just kept sending us in like it was like a subdivision, but it kept sending us in circles, so I couldn't find the address. And I was like, I'm just gonna go to this 7-Eleven. We end up going to the not 7-Eleven, to the CVS. We end up going to the CVS and buying like a whole bunch of perfumes and lotions and stuff. Just, you know, killing time, playing with the teddy bears and stuff. And this nigga in the car, this dude in the car, mad as heck because I basically took the damn rental and kidnapped him because we were gonna go see my friend now. Since you got special friends, I got special friends. I feel like we should be, you know, seeing our special friends. So after maybe like about, I don't know, like 20-30 minutes, my friend, we gonna call him, we'll call him King, okay? We'll call him King. My friend King had end up, so my friend King had ended up hitting us up or whatever, and I was like, hey, I don't know the address. The address that you gave me is sending me like around in a loop, and it like got us in some weird ass subdivision. And he was like, okay, so he sent me like a better address, and he had ended up linking up with us to get to the position where we needed to go to basically like find his house, because it was kind of like a little dead end, so they kept just sending us around it. But anyway, he had ended up meeting us, and then we went to his house, and we ended up chilling. And he was like, we had got up there. Now, I had hopped out, gave him a hug or whatever, and my friend Zay had hopped out and gave him a hug. He was like, hey brother, da 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 da. So to understanding, to let y'all know how this all went down, I told my special friend King, I told him that my friend Pretty Eyes was her boyfriend from work, and Zay was down with all the ignorance because I had already filled her in on how Pretty Eyes had ended up being on the phone with some little girl or whatever in my room. And she's like, okay, well, when we go see my brother, I'ma just act like that's my boyfriend or whatever. And we never talked about this, but she was gonna act like that was her boyfriend, and that we was all we had all just went to Miami or whatever on work trip. So you know, when we get to King house, he like, who this nigga that y'all with? And I was like, oh, that's her boyfriend or whatever, her little yeah from work. So he was like, oh, okay, that's cool, he could come in or whatever. Dumb as fuck, nigga came in, Pretty Eyes came in, sat down on the couch, asked this nigga, do he have Walking Dead? He wanted to watch The Walking Dead. We made this nigga, we sat there, smoked, drunk, chill for like 4 or 5 hours at this man's house where he sat right there, watch TV. Like, I didn't give a fuck. Like, it was what it was. Like, that shit was ignorant. Don't, you know, you feel me? Like, and then I'm down there, and I literally brought you to Miami. That's just how I felt. Like, you wasn't in Miami with nobody else. Your girlfriend, whoever the fuck you was on the phone with, didn't take you to Miami. So I felt like you shouldn't have been disrespecting me like that. So after we had chilled, drunk a little bit, got my rocks off, we had ended up leaving or whatever. Yeah, I was real bad. Like it was ignorant. And hey, you live, you learn. I'm not 19 no more, but yeah. So we end up leaving. Ain't nothing happened or whatever. They didn't get into it because, like I said, it was already understood. You feel me? It was no beef. So we ended up leaving my little house, and we drove the 6 hours, I think, back to Michigan from where he was at. So, because, yeah, it was like a 10-hour drive all the way to Miami. So, yeah, we drove like the 6 hours back to Detroit, and we got home, and I had dropped him off first because I'm like, I don't really feel like dealing with him to drop the rental off or whatever. I'd rather just drop him off, you feel me? So we dropped him off, and I don't even think I let this nigga in the house before I skirted off. I don't even think he got off the street before I skirted off. Like, he had to go. That junk was so mad disrespectful. Like, I did not like that at all. Like, don't play with me like I won't play with you. That's more of the story. Don't play with people like they won't play with you. And then we end up going back to drop the rental off or whatever. And me and Zay had ended up going out to eat and grab something to eat. Girl, why tell me why Cupid ass talk about some talk about they done got into a fucking car accident arguing. I'm like, girl, y'all done got in a car accident. We done had to pull up in a whole different state to go do something with one of my little years because this dude then got disrespectful on the Miami trip. And it was just like, what? Like, both our trips, both our rides home were just like insane. It was to the point where it was like, bro, we gotta go out for drinks this weekend and chop it up. Because yes, we just spent the whole weekend with each other in Miami, but the last day, the ride home, like, and when we split our ways, so much had perspired. And that junk was so crazy because she did not understand, like, how are you with your boyfriend? And I'm just like, that part, like, because my boyfriend is on the phone with somebody else while I'm treating him to a vacation out of state. Like, dude, how disrespectful. Men are very disrespectful, and women can get disrespectful too. So I just have to show him that these roads can go both ways pretty much. But yeah, I know it was quick. I could have added that into the last video, but it would have been like a 45-minute video, and I just did not want to do that. So thank you guys for coming back for part 2 of my messed up girls trip in Miami and how she brought her dude on our girls trip. Because if she would have never brought her dude, I feel like it would have been okay because I wouldn't have had to go to my house. I wouldn't have had lost my little boo in the city or whatever. And we would have just, I don't even know, we probably would have just been turned up with those dudes from the last night there. Like, I think we probably would have been like that. But anyway, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe so I can bring more content to you guys. I'm going to try to make my videos a little longer. This one was short, but like I said, this is only because it was a part 2 to the other story, and I didn't just want to make that story just so extra long. So I just made this a part 2. Little quick little video, get me out there. But tune in. I want to see you guys on Thursday for Open Thoughts. This will be my first week on Open Thoughts. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Probably like a little podcast. I don't know if I'm going to be on here like blowing tree, like a little, I don't know if I'm going to have a guest. I really don't know. I'm just trying to guess how I want to do this thing. But just keep rocking with me and hopefully we get a success, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys on Thursday.